The test is meant to weed out those magic users with no self-control. Let's take a closer look at the test itself. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today we're going to talk about the test of high sorcery. I'd like to take a moment and thank my collaborator patrons, the heroes of the lands, and invite you to consider becoming a patron or member of this channel by visiting the links in the description below. You can even pick up DragonLance gaming materials by using my affiliate link. I'm referencing every edition's campaign sourcebook in this, and the Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition Towers of High Sorcery sourcebook specifically for this information. Magic on Krynn is incredibly powerful, and thus carefully guarded. When the three gods of magic granted their power to the citizens of Krynn, they needed to ensure that it wouldn't run wild or be accessed by anyone that would upset the balance the universe was built upon. Their greatest fears were realized during the Second Dragon War when wild magic was used by the three, Corenthas, Eriane, and Shaud, to destroy the marauding dragons who threatened Silvanesti. The three summoned great magic, and it raged uncontrollably, killing thousands before it was able to be brought back under control. They fled to the Citadel of Mysteries, hiding from the wild magic, and the gods of magic removed the three into beyond. The wizards came to be known as the Lost Mages, and the gods demanded that they establish laws and rules with which to govern users of magic in the world. This is when the three orders were established: the white robes of Solinary, the red robes of Lunitary, and the black robes of Nuitary. The gods are not worshipped in the manner of the holy orders of the stars, but rather the individual mages devote themselves to the precepts and beliefs of their orders. When the lost mages were returned to Krynn, they shared the gods' will and presented the shared benefits of the new orders of high sorcery. Most wizards agreed that the benefits of the formation outweighed any drawbacks. So many saw magic as a tool to be used in petty or underhanded pursuits rather than study and celebration of the art itself, so the orders needed to devise some form of screening for its potential initiates. Because of this, the first conclave instituted the test of high sorcery. The order is less concerned with whether magic is used for good or evil, but rather whether it will be used responsibly or not. One can imagine that this can be a fuzzy line that is truly subjective to those in positions of authority. This is why renegade wizards, magic users of great power, are either offered an opportunity to take the test and join the orders of high sorcery, or are killed on sight. When a magic user consents to take the test, they are devoting their lives to magic, as failure to the test means death. The orders believe that it's better that an undisciplined or untrustworthy student die than to use magic to harm innocents. Because of this, initiates are given many opportunities to opt out of the test, even up until the last moment. It is through their devotion to the magic and their shared experience and trauma from their test that the various wizards of the three orders can connect with each other on a personal level. In order to qualify to be tested, a young magic user is typically sponsored by an archmage, approved by the Conclave of Wizards, who is acting as an instructor or mentor. It is only when the archmage believes the initiate is of sufficient talent that they vouch for them to take the test of high sorcery. The test itself is much more than simply a trial of one's talents, however. It is a deep examination about how those talents will be used and the direction they will be taken. No two tests are exactly alike, and they must be catered to the individual so that the order can truly glean the necessary information out of them. The test of high sorcery is always taken at the Tower of Wayreth and is offered as invite only. This invitation may take the form of a recurring dream, a letter delivered by a messenger, or a personal invitation by a member of the conclave. Journeying to the tower is always a challenge, as most mages are not used to the life of an adventurer. The conclave may also present the initiate with a few minor challenges in order to prime them for what is to come. When they arrive, they must pledge loyalty to one of the three orders of magic. After you've pledged your loyalty, the applicant is given a wizard to apprentice under, often the original mentor or instructor. The three orders come together to create a test for each new candidate. They look into the past to examine incidents that help shape the candidate through childhood. They peer into the dreams to glean secret fears and desires the initiate would never admit to anyone. This violation of privacy is absolutely necessary in order to craft an effective test. Again, because the test of high sorcery is tailored to each individual, there is no canned test to offer as an example, but there are specific elements that will inevitably be included. There must be at least 3 tests to the wizard's knowledge of magic and its use. The test should require the casting of all spells known to the initiate. A wizard should always prepare for the situation when they inevitably must cast their last spell, and would be wise to conserve their magic for use in emergencies. There should be 3 tests that cannot be solved by magic alone. The Orders of High Sorcery understand that not every problem can or should be solved with magic, so an initiate needs to demonstrate common sense and resourcefulness. They must face off in combat against an ally, and combat at least one solo opponent who is more powerful than the initiate. You're allowed to bring companions with you, but their lives are not guaranteed, and the test will be scaled to accommodate their inclusion. The structure of a test should follow the trinity of Dragonlance as a campaign setting. This is personified in the 3 pillars of good, neutrality, and evil that the universe was created upon. It is also representative of the past, present, and future, and even the concepts of twilight, night, and dawn. You can imagine that meeting the requirements will take much more than a single day, and the test may begin or end without the initiate's awareness. Each tower has access to an extra-dimensional realm known as the testing grounds, or a mindscape. It is herein that the test is administered. The size and scope is entirely up to those crafting the test. Each room or area is used to present an individual portion or aspect of the test, and the transition from room to room may or may not be known or tangible. These rooms may take the form of or include a hazard or battle, a task or rest, and a duel or magical area. There is a very real risk versus reward element to the test. This can be judged by the actions the initiate takes, or declared prior to taking the test. In either case, upon success of the test, the initiate will be rewarded in kind for the risk that they have taken. Successful navigation of a test of high sorcery comes with benefits as well. First is a gift given from the conclave. Traditionally, it takes the form of a magical item. The rigor of the test can even grant the new wizard with increased intelligence and abilities. Every wizard who takes the test and lives has forged their soul with the crucible of magic, and therefore bears some physical change. It may be in the form of scars, a missing limb, or even the change in skin color. The physical effect always relates to the test itself and may only be cosmetic. And that is as deep as I can delve into the test of high sorcery without diving into specific game edition mechanics. Did you learn anything new about the test? Do you think the test is too dangerous? And finally, are the benefits gained worth it? Leave a comment below. I'd like to once again invite you to consider becoming a patron or member of this channel, and you can pick up Dragonlance gaming materials using my affiliate link, all of which are in the description below. This channel is all about celebrating the wonderful world of the Dragonlance Saga, and I hope you'll join me in the celebration. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with Dragonlance Saga, and until next time, remember, why must we test this one so severely? They demanded a sword. I found one, but his metal is white hot. He must be beaten, tempered, made useful. And if he breaks, then we will bury the pieces.